One move. That's all it takes. One quick fake, one sudden shift, and a defender is left stumbling, sliding, or flat out falling.
Crowd oohs as his crossover got McKinney to fall.
The crossover isn't just a dribble move. It's a weapon. It's humiliation. And it's been the ultimate ankle breaker for decades. Think about it. Some of the loudest moments in NBA arenas don't come from dunks or deep threes. They come from crossovers. That gasp from the crowd when a defender slips, when the offensive player rises for the jumper, when the shot drops and the building explodes. The crossover is drama, it's art, and it's basketball's version of breaking someone's ankles.
Weekend will be UNW's great crossover by Williams. And he does it again.
From Tim Hardaway's killer crossover, to Allen Iverson's iconic shake on Michael Jordan, to Kyrie Irving's handles of poetry, all the way to Anthony Edwards' bulldozing defenders today. The crossover has evolved through every generation. But how did it start? How did it change the game? And who truly owns the deadliest crossover in NBA history? Back in the late 80s and early 90s, basketball looked different. Games were slower. The pace was more methodical. Defenses were handsy, physical, and brutal on guards. If you were a point guard, your job was to set up the offense, not embarrass defenders. Dribbling was about survival, not style. Then came Tim Hardaway. Hardaway's UTEP two-step, better known as the killer crossover, was a revelation. It was sharp, it was sudden, and it left defenders completely helpless. One hard-pound dribble, quick change of direction, and boom, he was gone. Defenders swore it was a carry, coaches complained it was unfair, even refs weren't sure at first, but it was perfectly legal. Hardaway's move was lightning in a bottle. Not flashy for the sake of flash, but effective. It gave guards a new weapon, not just to protect the ball, but to attack with it. He showed the league that the dribble could be just as deadly as the jumper. If Tim Hardaway invented the killer cross, Allen Iverson turned it into a cultural phenomenon. It's March 1997. A rookie Iverson, barely 6 feet tall, stands face to face with Michael Jordan, the greatest player and defender of his era. Iverson gives him one hard dribble right, crosses left. Jordan bites, and Iverson rises for the jumper. Swish. That moment didn't just announce Iverson to the league, it announced the crossover to the world. Iverson's crossovers were violent, flashy, almost disrespectful. He didn't just want to beat his defender, he wanted to humiliate them. His signature double cross had defenders spinning. Entire crowds would gasp when he made a move, because everyone knew something embarrassing was about to happen. And it wasn't just the move. Iverson brought style. The cornrows, the tattoos, the arm sleeve, the swagger, everything about him screamed rebellion. The NBA tried to tone him down, but fans loved him. Even the league tried to ban his move at one point, claiming it was a carry, but Iverson kept doing it, and refs eventually adjusted. AI made it undeniable. The crossover wasn't just a move, it was an identity. The early 2000s became the mixtape era, and one was blowing up, with VHS tapes of streetball legends like Hot Sauce and Skip to My Lou, pulling off ridiculous crossovers and breaking ankles in front of huge outdoor crowds. That culture leaked into the NBA. Jamal Crawford became the smoothest ball handler in the league, inventing moves like the behind-the-back crossover into a step-back three. He was a walking highlight reel. The crossover was no longer just about one-on-one embarrassment. It became a tactical weapon. Guards were using it to manipulate defenses, to create passing lanes, to set up their entire offense. And it wasn't just guards anymore. Even wings and forwards started adding crossovers to their bags. The move was evolving, spreading, and becoming a standard tool in the NBA toolkit. If Iverson made the crossover cool, Kyrie Irving made it beautiful. Kyrie doesn't just dribble the ball, he dances with it. His crossovers aren't just fast, they're surgical. He combines hesitations, in and outs, behind the backs, and spins, stringing them together like an artist painting a masterpiece. Slow down the tape, and you'll see the genius. Kyrie keeps his dribble impossibly low, his balance perfect, and his rhythm unpredictable. Defenders have no idea what's coming next. One wrong step, and he's either at the rim or pulling up for a jumper in your face. And the crazy thing? He makes it look effortless. Some players break ankles. Kyrie breaks physics. He's arguably the greatest ball handler in NBA history, and his crossover is the centerpiece of that arsenal. The modern era power crossovers. Fast forward to today, and the crossover has taken on yet another form. Explosive power. Like Anthony Edwards. He isn't out there trying to look pretty with his handle. He's violent. He'll hit you with a hard cross, and before you can even recover, he's dunking over your center. It's not finesse, it's domination. Ja Morant is doing it too. When he's healthy, he uses crossover as a launch pad, combining insane quickness with bounce. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? His crossovers don't even look fast, but that's the trick. His patience, his hesitations, his snake-like movements lull defenders to sleep before he glides past them for his signature mid-range jumper. Even Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever, uses his crossover to create just enough daylight to fire off those impossible threes. The crossover isn't just about highlight plays anymore. It's become an essential weapon in modern basketball, a way to bend defenses, control pace, and dictate the game. So here we are. From Tim Hardaway's killer crossover, to Iverson breaking down Jordan, to Kyrie's wizardry, and Anthony Edwards bulldozing through today's league. The crossover has survived every generation. It's been adapted, reinvented, and perfected in countless ways. The move has grown from a simple fake to a cultural statement, from a playground trick to a professional necessity. And through it all, one thing has never changed. The crossover gets people out of their seats. But now it's your turn. Who do you think has the deadliest crossover in NBA history? Is it AI who shook the GOAT? Kyrie, the modern-day dribbling artist? Anthony Edwards writing the next chapter right before our eyes? Or you have someone on your lists? Drop your take in the comments below, because this debate, just like the crossover itself, will never die.